Hey, welcome back to 810. I am just checking the pressures on all of my tires. That's the blend door. We'll let that finish. It's another excellent part that Ford put in their vehicles. Doesn't usually take this. There it goes. Top up pressures on all of my tires. I do 34 all around when I'm trying to get better economy. When I get to when I'm driving, when I'm racing or competing rather, if we can even call what I do competing, I do 32 up front, 28 in the rear. I changed it up at the SCCA event last weekend, and I ran my best time, and then I improved my best time after changing everything. So I don't know how much of that is attributable to the tire pressures, but I'm going to keep going with that because I had some success with it. So I'm going to do 34 all around, and then I'm going to hit the road with my hands. I'm going to hit teach that road to sass. This is my current trunk situation. Having removed the rear seats and all the trim, it actually works pretty well. It sits on top of the spare, which actually keeps it from it doesn't move at all. So that's pretty convenient. Obviously, I've been cutting out my numbers on top of the lid there, but yeah, it works out all right. I never have passengers, and it's shaved between I take the spare out when I'm there. The spare, the jack, the plastic trim around the seats, that's almost exactly 100 pounds. So pretty okay with that. Going at speed, and it may or may not be over the speed limit. It probably, knowing me, I would never. These roads are not for fucking around, and I wouldn't do that. Everything's so secure. I still don't know whether or not I'm totally used to the rear seats being out. There is a definitely a noticeable difference in road noise. I mean, you hear like little rocks and dirt spraying up against the undercarriage and shit, but you hear the mechanical sounds better, which is cool. Like I can hear the exhaust better, which reminds me, I got to get a Sumposer delete. Every time I think about the fact that there is a goddamn box in my engine bay that's got a rubber diaphragm in it that flaps, it gets, the fucking air comes out of the goddamn, I'm very technical and very mechanically, smart. So try to keep up. The exhaust comes out of the intercooler and it goes into this little plastic box, and this makes this little rubber diaphragm like flap. And
sound that it makes in turn gets piped into the footwell of the vehicle. And I fucking detest that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I know a long time, and I don't, whenever something like this is like, whenever I read about something like this or hear, it goes in one ear and out the other because I just don't fucking care. I can't stand that shit. But like, I remember one of the BMWs, one of the M's, maybe probably the 3 or the 4, whichever, I don't remember. This was a while ago. They had an electronic like sound being piped into the cabin, and I was like, God, is this where we are? Yep, still in Georgia. I'm here. It's pretty cool. It's a good sized place. They didn't have any single beds. Well, they were like, we don't have any single beds, and I was like, I did not reserve a single bed. So 2 beds. So I think what I'm gonna do is every hour I'm gonna set my alarm, and every hour I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna hop into the other bed. Or maybe I'll use 4 pillows in one bed. I don't know. Double sheets. Haven't really thought about it yet. But it's, you know, it's kind of nestled in some really fall colored hills. And, it's pretty. It's really pretty. I'm on the first floor, which I don't love. But I thought about it. At first I was like, oh, I'm on the first floor. And then I realized, like, man, I've stayed in so many places where it was only 1 floor. Could be darker. Oh, I'm putting my back into it. That is effort. Holy shit. And then, I don't think I've ever seen a lock like this. I mean, cool, you know, I'm sure that's great. Probably because of this. No big deal. I was still able to get the door open with this, so. I just feel like you could remove this. Like, this is, I don't know. But it's really pretty. I love coming up in the Georgia mountains in the fall because it's beautiful. It came in, my microwave is open. That's pretty cool. That's called a desk. That's a desk. That's a thing. It's just a hotel room. The last time I ironed anything, I noticed people just wear like bunny slippers and jeans, and this is not the place to discuss whether or not that would be cool or not. So yeah, I can see I don't know if that's Tallulah Falls. Maybe that's not Tallulah Falls, because I thought Tallulah Falls was further back down that way, but I do see a waterfall. Drive a car, the amount of time it would take to walk there through the mountain, through what I'm imagining is probably not the most hospitable place for someone to walk. That just reminded me I did not bring my hiking boots. Last weekend, I had my hiking boots because I just got back from Puerto Rico, and I had them, and they were the only fucking shoes I brought. And I went straight to an autocross. So last weekend, I drove an autocross in hiking boots. This weekend, I will be driving an autocross in more suitable footwear, but I do not have them for the hiking I intended to do the rest of today. That ended up working out, actually, because by the time I got done walking through an antique store for about 30 minutes, I was exhausted. So I didn't feel like hiking shit. Plans are always backwards. Yeah. I am pretty sure I have never had a mirror dead ass in front of me while taking twosies. So that's cool. I had a toilet in Colombia that was less than a foot from the end of the seat to the wall, which was cool. I don't think I could have spread my legs any wider for twosies. Or onesies. Sometimes you want to sit down when you pee. Like, it's just weird societal expectation and then have to stand up when they pee. Sometimes you want to have a seat. It's hard to fuck with your phone while you're peeing standing up in a urinal. I mean, you can make it happen, but wouldn't you rather use 2 hands? My trunk. Like, not like, oh, it's me treasure trunk. Like, this is the trunk of my car. It's removable because I don't have the hatch area. Dude, you gotta be fucking squirming like hell to make marks like that on your toilet seat. And it doesn't look like, see, it's got these nips, so it's not like the toilet seat cover's touching it. Okay, and then got the double toilet paper. I may ask for the other roll before I go to bed today. Yep. And I just realized that I'm switching between landscape and portrait. So this is probably gonna look really cool. When I pulled in, I saw something about a general store right across the street. Not like a Dollar General, but like one of those like shticky, it's in between a bunch of like antique shops and shit. I may go give that a go first. And then there's a thing, it's about it's like 4 miles, it's 8-minute drive, and it's called Sky Valley Overlook, and it looks awesome on the internet. My luck, it will look terrible on the non-internet with my eyeballs with my face near it, kind of, somewhat. So probably not like right on top of it. Country Junction General Store. I'm gonna try to make it across this. Well, I could take a left out of here. I don't know. I'm gonna go check it out, and then I'm gonna go check out Sky Valley. I've become that person that backs into parking spaces. I got a backup camera on the. It just came with it. I didn't care if it came with it, but it did. And I've become that guy that backs into parking spaces. So I don't have a good reason other than I paid for a backup camera. I'm gonna fucking use it. Car off. So this was one of a few things that stood out to me at the general store across the street. It's this like, it's just like a paperweight, but it's just so gnarly. It's a fucking Lamborghini Countach, and I'm an 80s baby, so the Countach is like the holy grail. The other thing that stood out to me, yet again, there's a Countach on the back of a Hess gasoline truck. I don't know if Hess is still a company. I have no idea, but I know that when I was a kid, Hess trucks were like the shit. I have never seen one with a Countach or any car for that matter riding on the back of it. So when I saw this, I was just floored. It was amazing. Sky Valley Overlook. Fuck. For real. This is the Blue Valley Overlook. And I swear, I feel like every time I come here, it looks familiar because I don't know what's going on up in this part of Georgia. For instance, this area next to the tree. Like, I could have swore I like jumped down here to take a piss one time. But it's fall, and I don't think it's been a long time since I've been down here in the fall, so I don't know if that's true. But it looks familiar. Just 4 hours later at a Walmart. Wait a minute. Is that the same car I saw in the back of a truck this afternoon? That's a big deal. It sure as hell looks like it's the same color. The phone stayed on my car quite well. I had no trouble with it whatsoever. I heard like a thunk sound and I was like, oh fuck, but it wasn't that. So I'm gonna go over kind of how I set everything up so that it's like super secure. Like I'm not worried about it. I was going like 65, 70 at some points. So I'm not real worried about that part. I'm not worried about the let me just show you. That was last night. I filmed this whole process of me. I have all these Velcro straps, and I have an action camera, and it's terrible. I went back to trying to use my cell phone again, and I was trying to maybe use it on the outside of the car. And I was able to incorporate a lot of the accessories and mounting pieces that came with the Akaso. But ultimately, I don't think it's relevant to this video because I didn't end up mounting the car to my phone to the outside of the car for two reasons. Wind noise is just ridiculous, so it wasn't going to sound any better than the action cam. And then it was supposed to rain today, and it looked like it could have rained at any moment. Luckily, it really didn't rain, but I wasn't going to get caught out with my cell phone out in the rain. Highlands Sports Car Club, Autocross, good stuff. Definitely going back. Next weekend, my first track day at Road Atlanta. It's going to be great. 2 25-minute sessions if my radiator doesn't fail on me. So, yeah, y'all take it easy.